Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal, out here again in the new place. Doing a bunch of yard work today. Taking a little break from the house building, but this needs to get done as well. So the eventual water hookup is going to be happening over here. I had to take down a bunch of stuff that was growing in here, and it was just going completely nuts. I got to clean up all this stuff, fix this gate, and I'm removing all of these ingrown like brush and bushes and little trees and stuff. I'm going to leave the pine trees because those are actually really beautiful and we love those. But there's just tons of stuff. There's actually a little mulberry tree growing over there, but I'm going to take that out because it's really crowding out the pine. The only thing I'm going to leave from here is going to be that what is that, Japanese quince. There's a second one in the property. It's right over there behind this. There's a nice little walnut tree here. I might dig that out and move it somewhere. But anyway, most of this stuff I'm just going to clear out, cut down, and going to bring somebody with a huge like mulch machine like we did at our last property and just mulch everything down. Because we got tons and tons of stuff here, and I got more things from the back. This I'm going to make into another hugel pile over here, past where I got the that lone onion growing over there behind that little sour cherry tree. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff to grind up, like this, all this stuff, all this, plus whatever else I cut out from over here. So yeah, lots going on. In good news land, we're making good progress with the house. Garden is doing pretty nicely, and I got a bunch of grapes that I will be harvesting soon. So I've actually already been eating from this for a couple days now. Not all of them, but there are plenty of ripe specimens here, and they're really good. I like them. A little bit sour, but just enough sweetness for my taste. I really like them, and I have no idea what I'll do with this many. Probably make some kind of jam. Maybe I'll combine it with some other fruit, because they do have seeds. So I'm going to have to separate them out somehow, but that's another story. So let me get to work. I'm going to move that big pile now and put it into kind of what's going to be another hugel pile. As you can see, I've got most of the wood pile over here already, kind of extending this little filler that I put in already. You can see it's getting nice and green. I'll show you guys the other one in a second. I'm going to dump these pine cones, and then I got maybe another half a wheelbarrow left of just pine cones and loose small pieces of wood. I'll cover that all up as good as I can, distribute it evenly, and then I'm going to bring some soil on top of it. So finished it a little while ago. Just finished up lunch and I'm moving some branches again. But I wanted to show it to you guys. Got all the wood buried except for that little part sticking out because that was a pretty big stump. But that's cool. I don't really care. It'll rot away. You can see it pretty much continued the height that I had filled up over here. And you can see that the grasses and weeds and stuff are already growing up out of that. I'm sure this will be green again pretty soon, and it'll be a lot more level. And just wanted to show you guys where I had built kind of this little mini road here with the other kind of bunch of wood and fill. And you can see that you know, it's doing quite well. It's held up. You can see the soil is pretty compacted here where the car's been going over it, but it's totally fine. It's pretty stable. We haven't had like super heavy rains too often, but we did have a couple, and it's been totally fine even with that. So you can see it. It's pretty good. Totally getting green now. Gonna have to mow that pretty soon. The weeds are getting out of control. So compost pile keeps growing. Everything's looking pretty good. So just wanted to show that to you guys. So I'm out here just finishing up pulling out this evergreen bush because it's going to be in the way. And I just had a real big scare. I was like, what the heck is that thing? I thought I had disturbed maybe a hedgehog. It was so big, but it's a huge frog actually. It's like probably had his home in here. I feel a little bit bad now, but I don't know, he went in there somewhere. I don't know if we can see him or not. This thing's huge. It was like as big as like a medium-sized hedgehog, like way bigger than my fist. I've never seen a frog that big. If I get to see him again, I'll try to show it to you guys, but I'm gonna be careful to not injure the little guy. I'm gonna try to pull this apart really gingerly. We'll see. Well, I battled enough with this bush here. I'm gonna give up at this point. I hope the frog leaves and finds a new home, because in a few days I got a guy coming with a little bulldozer to dig a line right through here along the posts. We're gonna have to lay the pipe down for getting our water connected, and unfortunately it goes right through this area, so I had to clear this out anyway. And I'm gonna stop for the day because it's getting late and I'm really tired. This thing was just like crazy hard to chop out and pull out. It had roots coming out all the way, you know, where you don't see grass basically. So I was trying to tear up as much of it as I could, because I don't want this growing back. Hopefully the frog finds a new home. I do feel bad whenever I do disturb wildlife in the yard. You know, it's kind of an interesting question, especially as a vegan, as to like, where do we draw the line of you know, interfering with nature and animals. But I mean, in my mind, I always think that I do whatever I can to avoid harming them. But you know, I do need water for my family and myself, so like I'm not gonna, you know, worry that much about a frog. But yeah, hopefully he can find a new home, and there's definitely other places they can go in the yard here because there's a lot of green space. So hopefully it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And I'll leave now, so hopefully he'll come out and then just leave and go find another place. He's got several days before the bulldozer comes. So anyway, hope this was an interesting video for you guys, and let me know, you know, if you've had problems like this where you're working in the garden, if you've messed up anything like a home for, you know, an animal, nesting bird or stuff like that. What do you try to do to mitigate that? And yeah, let me know. All right, guys, thanks. I hope everybody's doing well. See you in the next one. Bye.